Hello readers, welcome back to Reading Workshop. We are up to our lesson 3 of the American Revolution research project. Here is the chart that we have been growing together. We began to launch the research project by gathering sources on our topic to preview. We chose a book to give us an overview of this topic. We started to come up with a list of subtopics that appear frequently, and last time we were together, we used text structure to help us determine what is important in the text. Today we're going to try something new, so let's give it a go. Our teaching point is that researchers of history read differently than other researchers. So if we're reading a historical text, a historical nonfiction text, there are certain things that we need to pay attention to. We need to read with a lens. We need to pay attention to who, where, and when. Our academic vocabulary today is geography, which is the location of a specific place, including the natural features and resources of the land. So for example, like a mountain, an ocean, those are all natural features. So let's take a look at what we're trying to achieve today. We're going to be carrying the lens of history when we're reading a historical text. We're going to look at who, where, and when. Let's try it. I will model this work for you using Tea Troubles, the text that we've been reading for Read Aloud, and we have a new section. As I'm reading today, I'm going to be using this chart to help me, the lenses to carry when reading history. So let's give it a go. On a chilly night of December 16 of 1773, over 8,000 people gather at Old South Church in Boston. They came to hear fiery Sam Adams speak. He dared the crowd to take action. Later that evening, a large group of the Sons of Liberty, disguised as Mohawk Indians, storm aboard those 3 unsuspecting British ships and dump 342 crates full of tea overboard. These crates happened to be jammed full of tea, and so the companies that made the tea lost a lot of money that night. So wait a second, we know when. They're giving us a very specific date that matches over here a chart of when. And we're also learning about who. We have Sam Adams, we have the Sons of Liberty, and we also have the British ships here. So the British, and that would match this lens that we carry when we're reading history. Okay, let's keep reading. Because the Sons of Liberty were disguised as Native Americans, they could claim that they were not guilty of dumping the tea. The British government knew better, of course. We have the British government again here, and grew angrier than ever at what they saw as Americans' ingratitude. Okay, ingratitude. I know gratitude means when you're feeling thankful for something, so ingratitude must be not feeling thankful. So the British are upset. The British are upset at the colonists for not being grateful. The very next year saw the passage of what came to be known or called the Intolerable Acts, one of which closed the port of Boston entirely. So now I'm finding where this took place. This is taking place in Boston. They're closing a port. Boston has an ocean, and the port allows for the ships to bring goods to them and for them to sell goods to other parts of the world. So if they're closing their ports, that's pretty terrible. The Boston Tea Party was a symbolic act, an example of how far Americans were willing to go to speak out for their freedom. 2 short years later, Americans were willing to give their lives for the freedom as shots rang out on Lexington Green, signaling the start of the American Revolution. Wow, and the American Revolution happened after the Boston Tea Party. So reading with a lens really helped me to understand what was happening in this text and really helped me to keep track of all the important things I'm learning. So who? We said the colonist. And if we wanted to be more specific, we can say the Sons of Liberty. We have, they're giving us a name of a very specific person there, Sam Adams. And they're all fighting the British. Okay, got it. Where? And the geography, right? This is happening in Boston's port. and when. We can draw a timeline to help us keep track of what we learn. We have the Stamp Act. We have the Tea Act. The Tea Act. Then we have the Boston Tea Party. This all led to the American Revolution. And now I can keep my notes here and I can see what I learned from the text in a clear picture. And reading with a lens really helped me to stay focused. You guys are going to try this work today. Remember that as researchers of history, we read differently. We pay attention to who, where, and when. You guys are going to get this chart today to help you with your work. We are going to continue reading our American Revolution books that we've been reading, and if we're done with one of them, we can choose a new one to read. Remember to read with a lens. You can use this chart to help you. We're going to put this chart up in the assignment so you can click on it and find it. As you read, continue to take notes on important information. And of course, you want to submit your work so we, your teachers, can give you feedback. Good luck!